Hello everyone, and welcome to this video as part of the Python for Engineers series by Endless Engineering. Today we're going to introduce the Python sets. We're going to define what a Python set is, we're going to talk about accessing items in a set, and then how we can modify a set, and we'll end on some useful set operations. So what really is a set in Python? A set is essentially a unordered collection of items that have no duplicate elements. And that means that the order in which the items are stored doesn't really matter. All that matters is that it doesn't keep any duplications. Now a set is mutable, so that means you can change it, but its elements have to be immutable. And more correctly, really, they have to be hashable. And I'll leave it to you to go read about what hashable objects are, because that's a little bit advanced and I don't want to go into it now. But it is an important concept in computer science and programming in general. And you can use curly braces to create a non-empty set, and an empty one can be created by using the set functionality. And the reason why I say non-empty set, because you remember from our dictionary video that an empty dictionary can be created with, empty curly braces. So let me make my first set, so I can make it with curly braces. So let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. That's my first set. So as you can see, I have a set that has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5. So what if I want to create an empty set? Like I said, you can just use the set functionality, and that creates an empty set for you, right? And what if I want to make a non-empty set using the set functionality? That is something I can do. I can just pass it a list or even a tuple, and I can just say, hello world foo bar. Not R, bar. Okay? So this is how we can create sets in Python. Now what about accessing items in a set? Now because sets are a little different, and unlike lists, they don't have anything ordered, you can't really access items by an index directly. What you can do though, you can use a set in a different way where you can find if there exists a certain member inside of a set. And that's really more the usage of a set, where you have, a group of things that are unordered, and you want to know if something exists in that set, then you can get it. And really the functionality to get that value from a set is actually more efficient when it comes to computation and memory than a list or a tuple for that matter. So let's see how I can check if banana is in my second set. That's what I want to check. So we can say, banana, that's a string literal, and is it in my second set? And the answer is false, so it's not. Right? So if I went back in here and I added banana into my set, the answer becomes true. Right? So you can see here that is really one way of checking. You can say, oh, okay, I have this set of things that are unordered. Let me see if this one item exists in it. Right? And you can get that. And we'll get to why that's important in a second. So let's talk about modifying sets. So actually, when you create a set, the items that you've put into it cannot be changed. Right? But you can add or remove them. So you can't really change one item. You can add things and remove things. So let's see how that's done. Let's say I want to add an item to this new set, right? I can just use the add functionality, and I can say add 3.2. So this added the value of 3.2 into my set, right? So what if I want to add multiple items at once, right? I can use the functionality called update, where I can pass multiple values, and the set will update based on these multiple values. And notice here, I added two values that were the same. 100.3, 100.3, identical. And because a list doesn't allow duplications, it doesn't add it. So you can see here that it only added it once. It doesn't exist twice. So it's okay. You added it twice here. It's just going to say, okay, I have a duplicate. I'm not going to use it. Right? Now, what if I want to remove items from a set? Right? So I can do that by using the remove functionality. I can remove one item. Oops. I can remove one item. Let's say I want to remove 22.2. Now that doesn't exist in the set. Right? It's gone. But when you use the remove functionality, if that element or object doesn't exist in the set, it's going to throw an error. So let's do this. Let's go here. Let me copy this code exactly. And I know I've already removed 22. So if I try to remove it again, Python's going to give me an error. It's going to say, this doesn't exist. 22.2 doesn't exist anymore. But I can use a functionality called discard, which basically will remove something. And if that thing doesn't exist in the set, then it doesn't cause an error, right? So I can discard the same thing, or, I can also discard another number. So let's do that. So this would have caused an error with .remove. And this is now removing 100.2, right? Discard. You can also clear an entire set by using the clear functionality. It's gone. It's empty now, right? So like I said, when you create a set, the elements that you've already put into it, you can't modify them, but you can add and remove things from a set. So let's talk about set operations. Like sets from, mathematical set theory, these sets in Python, you can do operations on them to get results. So one of them is the difference. A difference is basically going to give you the numbers in set A that are not in set B, right? So this is like the difference operation on mathematical sets. There's also a union. You can do a union, which essentially gives you the numbers in set A or set B or in both. And you can use the OR operator, or you can use the union functionality in a set to do that. I can also find the intersection of sets by using the AND operator, or the AND bitwise operator, set A and set B. There's also another functionality that gives you the numbers that are in set A or B, but not in both. And you can do that using the caret, operator. So as you can see here, the difference gives you the numbers in set A, but not in set B. So 1, 5, 9, and 7, they don't exist in set B right here. And the union gives you, what's in set A, B, or both. So this is essentially giving you all the numbers that are existing in A, B, together, and of course no duplications. Both of those give you a union operation. Then we have the numbers that are both in set A and in set B. So 8, 2, 4, and 6 are shared between both of them. That's the intersection. And the last but not least is the set A numbers or set B numbers, but not in both. So it's either in A or in B, but nothing between them. So these are the useful operations on sets that allow you to manipulate sets, even if they have large number of elements. And then you can check if certain values exist in a set or not, and you can do all of your set mathematics using this functionality. And with that, this video comes to an end. I hope you've enjoyed this intro to sets video and found it useful. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and think about subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. That way, you get a notification every time we have a new Python for Engineers video. Thanks for watching.